22nd of January, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Hey, good morning. As Luz mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst, Yeshivat Samanavshi, Yerushalayim Kerem Zoom, learning Pierke Avos, the sixth parak, and we are in our document. Roy's joining us as well. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Let's begin with the paragraph, not Yud, but the paragraph Nasa Kamayim Iskab. Don't think we finished that. Actually, no. I think we can. Yeah. Let's start with Yud. Okay. Yeah. Any volunteers to read?
I do.
Okay.
Umag dili su umar o mamsu al kol hamaasim. Okay, so magdil su is to magnify.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Dilaso, to make great, to elevate.
To magnify and to elevate. All of his deeds. Shalomaid.
I'll call Maisim. Not his deeds, Maisim, not Masav, Maisim. Right?
Lou, you're on mute.
Okay, I'm off mute now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
But now it looks like the rabbi is frozen.
Oh, ay.
It's not one thing, it's another.
Yeah, it's called Saurus.
If you want, we'll switch to smoke signals if you want.
Oh, well, at least we can hear you, Rabbi.
Well, I'll say good morning to you then, in this case, Rabbi Furst, and to you.
Rabbi Furst is moving again.
Uh-huh. Good
So,
morning, Roy.
so what is this word, Hamasim?
Maisim, the works of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, his creations. Masav with a Yud Vav at the end, Masav would make his works, his behavior, his deeds. Here, the Masim, well, that's a reference to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's creations.
So it's to magnify and elevate all of Hashem's creations.
No, Al Koma, he is the one who's learning Torah Lishma is elevated above all the creations of HaKadosh Baruch.
Oh,
But the one who's learning Torah Lishma, he is the apex of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's intention in everything that he created.
okay. Shehalomed Torah Lishma Omeid the Mala Mikol Pegia Hazman Umakriv. So anyone that learns Torah for its own sake stands at the pinnacle of all, what's Pagia?
Well, here it's a little bit different than the pinnacle. It says, Hashalom made Torah Lishma, the one who is learning Torah Lishma, is Oimed Lamala Mikol Pegia Hazman Umikrov. He is standing above all calamities and occurrences that occur.
Ve'eno no sein lavo l'chol inini
Inyani,
inyani his bolos b'nei adam v'ha bali olam hazeh ki vaz hu liom kitanos. So he does not give, he is not given to come for all the subjects what is hitbolos?
was that the strategies, or the plans?
Strategies, plans of people. And he's the master of the world.
That that the one who is learning Torah Lishma, so he stands above all those occurrences and calamities which occur in the world, and he doesn't pay attention to all the strategies of people and their mundane affairs of all of this the mundane world. He who baz liyom katnas, because he is baz, he is not impressed with the Yom HaKatnas, with the day, literally the days of smallness, with small insignificant things. He's not impressed with insignificant things.
Boz means not impressed.
No, Baz literally means it's actually it's a pasuk in Zechariah. Maybe let's take a look at the pasuk. It's a pasuk in Zechariah, Pierke Dalit pasuk Yud. You might want to write that in.
Zachariah Dalad Yud.
Right.
Okay, so hard. Let's see.
If we can find that.
Zachariah Dalet Yud.
You located the pasuk.
For who is scornful on the day of small things? Is that it?
That's
Yep.
right, exactly
That's
right.
it. It's a question.
For they will rejoice when they see the stone of the plumb line in the hands of Zerubbabel, building 7 times as much. The eyes of Hashem, but they scan the whole world. It's a few sentences.
Yeah, it's a long pasuk. Yeah, right.
So despised, I think it says in my translation.
Right.
Yeah, despise, scorn. Yeah.
Buzz. Buzz, something which is buzz. Buzz is something which is despised.
So he despises days of little things.
That's right. Right now we're living in the days of little things. There are very little is happening in the world these days. So he despises these days. He's not impressed with these days.
Okay.
I've got a note here about the translation. The second temple was a humble structure compared with the temple of Shlomo. Laying its foundation was a disappointing experience for those who remembered the magnificence of the first temple. See Ezra and Haggai. But eventually the building would be 7 times more imposing than it is now, says Rashi. And its builder is Zerubbabel, whom God has chosen from all people of the world as the one fit to execute this task, says Rashi.
Right, very good. That's right. Okay, how is that pasuk applied to us over here? So he's despised by all the things in these days of smallness. There's a day actually. Let's put it bad. Smallness is not so good. Pettiness. Right? Days of pettiness. Right, Lou?
I'm not sure I really understand this concept of the days of smallness or pettiness.
Pettiness.
And it seems to me like a lot's happening right now.
Yeah, but it's all pettiness. Well, look what's going on in the world. People chasing after pleasure, trying to get it, trying to recover from the hangover from last night. It's all pettiness. There's no real import to what people are doing. This is not the world that Kadosh Baruch Hu wants. That people are not serving Kadosh Baruch Hu. People are serving themselves. The Yetzaharas. It's all pettiness. What does it mean? Something's petty. If something's petty, it's insignificant. It's without significance.
I think I don't know if it can be referred, if we can apply that to what's happening today with the war and what's happening to hostages and things and that sort of thing. That's certainly not petty, but I think that this is to do with just when we have normal times, if ever we do.
Nothing unusual is happening now. You're worried about hostages. What about all the Jews and Gullahs that are hostages to the Sahara? The hostages to the media. The hostages to their.
Sure, but they're not in physical danger.
Well, but
Maybe.
there's a rule that a person it's more serious spiritual danger than physical danger.
Don't know if you'll find a lot of agreement with that.
That doesn't matter. I'm not worried about people agreeing with me. I'm interested in the truth.
Yeah, but still, it's that doesn't mean that or demean the situation as it is now with hostages, and and people trying to belittle Yiddishkeit and all that sort of thing. Like all this anti-Israel, anti-Jewish, anti-Yiddishkeit.
What you
Going
think?
on.
You think this is an unusual situation? Nothing's changed.
Beg your pardon?
Nothing. This is not an unusual situation. Why do you think anything's different than it was 2 years ago, 6 months ago, 200 years ago? Nothing's changed, Roy. This is the situation we live in. There's nothing new about this.
Yeah, but it's more overt and more in your face now.
So you should, Kaddish Baruch Hu wants you to wake up and don't think things are fine.
True.
You know, don't think that people think, you know, the world has changed since the Holocaust. We didn't. If the Jews didn't learn the lesson from the Holocaust, how do you expect the Goyim to understand the lesson from the Holocaust?
Well, what are we supposed to understand now from what's happening?
From what's happening now. Now,
Yeah.
Kaddish Baruch Hu hasn't given up on us. He's still hoping for the best.
Aren't we all? Aren't we
Yeah,
all?
well, we have a monstrous job to do to try and get ourselves out of our situation here.
Mhm.
That's exactly the point. The days of pettiness. We're all living petty lives.
Mhm.
Everyone's living petty lives. They're interested in their pleasures, their investments, their vacations, their jobs, their careers, right? Oh, there are a few that are interested in serving Kaddish Baruch Hu, but what most of the world and even most of the biologically Jewish people, no sense of devotion, loyalty to a Kaddish Baruch Hu.
The people who are loyal, some of them have suffered.
Excuse me?
There are people who are loyal who have suffered
Yeah, that's
throughout history and today.
right. But that's because the Kaddish Baruch Hu wants, if the Kaddish Baruch Hu had made miracles for all the tzaddikim, like he saved the yeshivas Mir that came out of Europe during the Holocaust completely unscathed by the flagellation that was taking place there, the destruction was taking place there. If Kaddish Baruch Hu would do that with all the tzaddikim, then people would lose their free will. So tzaddikim at times tzaddikim have to suffer because of the general population. But that's something else. But what we're learning here now, we see the person again. Let's review what we said in this paragraph number Yud over here. That we say that the person is learning Torah Lishma, so he's Oimid Lamala Mikol Pegie Hazman Bikorov. The person who's learning Torah Lishma, that he stands above all the calamities of the physical world. I told you, you yourself know who were the people that suffered the most during the attack on Simchas Torah and Shabbos. People were keeping Torah and mitzvahs. They were, by and large, they were unaffected by anything that happened. Told you this. I told you the Maisa that the two came into the Beit Knesset and it was quiet, and they were about to shoot the place up.
That's right.
It was quiet. It was quiet. They assumed no one was there. They left. They were everyone was davening Shmon Esrei. I mean, you want the Kaddish Baruch Hu to do miracles? I mean, give a Kaddish Baruch Hu a break after all. How many miracles does Hashem have to do for you after all?
Oh, quite a few.
Nah, it's not gonna impress. You're not gonna be impressed. It's not gonna change you a bit. Miracles don't change people.
Hmm.
If people are not interested in changing, you can do all the miracles that you want. You know the Elio Novi, the hard Carmel, when he was fighting against the Navi Baal, the false prophets of the Baal, that he had a Aish. He said, "Go, you can offer your offering to your false gods. You go first. Go ahead, go ahead." And nothing happened. And then he said, "Oh."
But there are people turning more towards religion than there have been before as a result of what's happening now. Anyway. It's Rabbi's frozen.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Where are we?
we just finished good.
In Yud?
Yeah,
Oh,
10.
well, that's not good for the moment. It's gone. Hmm. Neither of you knew Rabbi Dorshev, Zachariah Dorshev.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Beg your pardon? Sounds familiar?
Does not sound familiar.
No,
No.
does not sound. He was 98. He passed away last Shabbos.
Oh,
Shabbos.
Brooke Diana Mint.
He was a neighbor of ours next to up on the very top. It was his wife, second wife. He was very good. You heard of Dorshev, the lawyer, international lawyer? Must have.
Your chef? No.
Oh, he's an international Jewish lawyer, and he takes on all sorts of cases. He's in the news quite a bit for what he does. Their family is now, I think, a couple of hundred. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. A lot of them in the army. Anyway.
You were able to get Arnold
I was.
sending somebody?
Said he would.
Did he say when?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, you're back.
we are back. Yes, we're back.
Very
Okay.
good.
Welcome back,
Happy-
Rabbi.
Yeah, glad to be back. Okay, anyway, let's continue with our document.
Vayomer ha magdilasu umaromesu ki gadol yisera yasor davar ha mitchil lemata umeta meshech lemala. So he said, magnifying and elevating, because great is, what is Yasor?
Um, the Ki gadol yitoyer davar shamat chil lamata nimshach lo. The it's a great impression. It's a great impression that a thing makes that it's mitchila mata nimshach lamala. It's a very great impression or presence. There's a very great presence for that thing which is matil lamata. It begins in the lower realms and nimshach lamala, and it extends above.
Okay, so there's a great impression from a thing that begins below and extends above. Viram hayinu davar shenimtza b'makom gavoa. And what's Ram?
Ram, it's exalted
And it's exalted.
because that's what it's based on. It's based on that that word v'ramamosoi, right? Umagdol lomer umagdolsoi umaramoso from Ram. Ram, can we say don't we say in Hallel Ramo kol goyim? Isn't there a pasuk in Hallel we say that?
Right. Okay, so it's an exalted thing that it was found in in a high place.
It's Ram. What is it? What does it mean that it's Ram? We mean the person who's learning Torah Shema. He's Ram. He's exalted. What does it mean? Hainu davish shenimsa b'makom gavoa. Ram is something which is found in a high place.
The halomed Torah lishma mashpil atzmo lizkor b'toraso gam es hakitanim mimenu v'mala osam al al gafi mirome karas. And he learns, and the one who learns Torah Lishma, because of himself, to remember his Torah. Also,
Well, actually, this is about Halomid Torah Lishma, Mashpil Atzmo, Zechus Mitsurosoi, that a person who's learning Torah Lishma, Mashpil Atzmo, he lowers himself, Zechus to be privileged, to have the privilege of with his Torah, to be privileged for the privilege of his Torah. For the merit or for the benefit of his Torah. The person who's learning Torah Lishma lowers himself in order to benefit his Torah.
and also, he makes himself small.
Right. Right. No. Gam es hakatani mimenu umala osam al gape muromim karas. And also he's meaning the person learning Torah Lishma, he lowers himself for the benefit of his Torah, and even those who are katani mimenu, even those who are lower than him, right? Even those who are smaller than him, Ma umala osam, he elevates them. Al gapi muromi karta. This is also another pasuk. He's quoting another pasuk here. Let's see if we can find it. It's a pasuk in Mishlei. If you want to get your Mishlei out, it's a pasuk in Mishlei, Perek Gimel, pasuk Gimel.
Gimel.
Sorry, was it Gimel?
Yeah,
Pasuk
Gimel. Cheser ve'emes al yaaz v'cha kashrem al gar giro secha kasveim al luach levecha. Right, so where's our word gape? I don't see it. The English says, let not loyal love and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the tablet of thy heart.
One second. So is this a mistake? 1 second. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It's Perek Tet pasuk Gimel. Sorry.
Tet 9:9-3. Okay. So this one says, yeah, I see gape, okay. Shelcha na'aroseha tikra al gape merome kares. So she has sent forth her maidens. As she calls upon the highest places. Gape is to call upon.
Well, no, gape is that's the like the wings on the wings or the shoulders, the wings or the shoulders. The gape of part of the wings of the bird is called gape, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So Karet is the city?
Yeah, like that. That's right. That the pasuk here is referring to the
Is a wing.
Shulchan Aruch Tikra, and that they'll be sent your youths. They'll be sent your youths. Tikre, and they will call out Agape Morome Kares, and they'll call out on the like Agape Morome on the like on the peaks of your high places of your city. So he's using this as a as an illustration of the fact that those who are small, low, meaning here we're talking about Noroseha. The Noroseha are going to be the Noroseha, the young ones, the lads, the young child, the young lads, youths, and they will be the ones that will be calling out at the high points of the city.
Nimsa shehu bivechinas gadol shemas meshech
Sheminimshach. It continues, that extends, actually extends. This is in the Bechinas, this is in the concept of that which is great, something which has greatness to it. It's something which is a extension from that which is low and extends to that which is high.
Mikol makom hu nishar ram. Nevertheless, he remains exalted.
Right, meaning the one who's learning Torah Lishma, even though he lowers himself, that's what we said in the previous sentence. Even though the person who's learning Torah Lishma for the benefit of those people who are lower than him, he lowers himself for the benefit of those people who are less than him. Nevertheless, right, since it's stemming from his greatness, this lowering of himself is stemming from his greatness, that will not affect the essence of his greatness, even though he is allowing other people to, I mean, the small ones, in fact, that we're learning from the Pasuk in Mishlei, he's in fact allowing the small ones to be elevated. Nevertheless, that will not take away from his exalted status. That's what he means at the end here. Mikol makom nisha ram. He nevertheless remains exalted. This is an illustration of how a person who's learning Lishma for the benefit of Torah, he allows other people who are even less than him to grow and develop and become great themselves. And nevertheless, he will not suffer any of his greatness because of his lowering himself for the benefit of other people.
Da'af bisha'a shehu yored mem de ragolav kedei le ha elyon ha'alos es hashpilim. That even at the time that he descends,
Dragilsav, even though at the time when he descends from his status, Dragilsav from his status,
in order to ascend, to elevate Hashpilim is his impact.
no, Hashafalim, in order to elevate the lower ones. Even though he is stepping down from his high level of his status, right? In order that he should help those who are lower, lesser, to become greater.
Ein hu may avad es may also ha gedola v'hu gavo may al gavoa v'hu gavoa may al gavoa. He does not may avad. He's not lost.
Ein lo ma'abed es maloso. He does not lose from, he doesn't lose from like Vedas. He's not ma'abed es maloso, a gadola. Even though he's lowering himself for the benefit of other people to grow and become great themselves, that's not going to cause any loss to his status. Maloso, his status. A gadol, his great status.
And he is high from on high.
Right. Who gavoa ma'al gavoa. He is the highest of the high, or the greatest of the greatest.
V'zeh she'amru, and this is that which they say, she'af she'magdi laso mikol makom mimasu, that even that he is great, nevertheless he's exalted.
Right. Af shemigadluso mikol makom mimaroso. Sha'af shemigadluso mikol makom miromoso. Meaning, as he said, because he made this whole paragraph is dealing with the distinction between gadluso umromoso, right? That the greatness is a different aspect of the virtues, advantages of a person who's learning Torah Lishma. That gadluso is the fact that he is an extension of that which is, in essence, low, but through his influence, that which is low becomes elevated. And Ramamuso means that it's something which is it remains in its exalted state. So Gadluso is the fact that he, in order for others to benefit from the Torah that he learns and the Torah he knows, so he will, when the situation calls for it, lower himself from his exalted status in order to create an extension. Godless is misgadel. Misgadel is something which is it's in its verb form, something which is becoming great, right? It's growing. Misgadel is to grow, right? So something which is growing, it's growing from something which is small to something that's big. It's growing from something which is low to something that's high. So that's the godless is something which is an expression of the aspect that he's using his Torah and his influence, that other people who are in a lesser status than him should be elevated and become great as he is. And Ramamuso is an aspect which represents the fact that his essence of his actual status does not change. He is exalted. He's Romaim. He's at the highest of the apex of all creation, and that remains in spite of the fact that in order for the benefit of other people, he is lowering himself that they can become great as well. So Av Shemegadluso Mikol Makom Ramamoso, even though that in the process of growth, and especially the growth for other people, even though during this process of growth for other people, Mikol Makom, nevertheless, Mamroso, he remains in his status of being exalted. Okay, I guess that brings us to a good time to stop. We'll begin with Yud Aleph tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be good. It's Hashem.
Should I be bringing a Tanakh?
No. Once in a while we use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's take our little break, and Mitzvah Hashem will start the Mr. Brush here in a short time. Roy should have a good afternoon, Mitzvah Hashem.
Thank you, Rabbi.